Winter training for the 2025 sprint season is well underway, and I'm hard at work pushing toward my big goal of running a sub 2200. After making a strong return to training over the last few weeks, my body's feeling great and I'm pushing myself towards a big comeback season. To make it happen, I'm leaving no stone unturned as I look to improve in every aspect of my training. In this episode, my power training seems to be paying off as I hit a huge counter movement jump PB and I push myself into new territory as I run the 400 for the first time ever during training. Winter is going well so far, but I have to keep up the pressure to stay on top of my progression. So let's get stuck into the next couple of weeks and make some gains. So we're starting out the first week of the full programme, and we're going after a double session on Monday, where the aim is to build my strength and power. The next couple of weeks are going to be tough, and I'm going to have to commit to pushing through each day and recovering well if I want to maximise the gains in this early stage of winter. First, I'm in the gym doing some lower limb strength building exercises before heading out onto the track for some resistance runs. I've got a big week ahead of me before we'll be replicating the week fairly closely to see how my body improves. I'm really wanting to see a big improvement in my general fitness and cardiovascular endurance over the next couple of weeks, so let's get after it. It's Tuesday. I'm just heading down to the outdoor track now. Body's a little bit sore, obviously getting back into proper heavy lifting. We're pushing on, first proper week. I'm getting the job done. So we've got a speed endurance session today, pretty slow pace, but it's a lot of volume. So we're gonna get down into it. It's basically a bunch of 150s, but you'll get the gist. Get warmed up, I'll see you in a bit. Alright, job done for the day. 15 150s altogether. Very tiring, but got the job done. Hit lactic the last 50 meters in the rep, could feel like form starting to fall apart a little bit. Tried to focus on just keeping myself together, but hit the target times, feeling decent, and tomorrow back on the track for a little bit more of a chilled session, and then I'm going in the gym after, like a double session. But so far so good, enjoying the week. First proper challenging session tonight, but got through it all. A tough session. I'm hoping that when I come back and do this session next week, I'll be a little bit better. So continue through the week. I'll catch you either tomorrow or Friday, because Friday we've got some more acceleration and power stuff to do. So as we continue to move through the week, I'm getting the work done, doing some technical runs, and followed by a quick gym session on the Wednesday, where obviously we're trying to improve my strength, my power, and really try to learn the movements again. It's been a while since I've done Olympic lifts, so we've got some polishing up to do there. After getting in a well-timed rest day, I'm back on the track, back at it. And so far so good. I feel like my body definitely has been sore during the week, but I've managed to recover between sessions enough and sufficiently to where that I can still get the job done. So we're doing some more resistance runs on the track and really trying to hone in on some technical errors that I've been prone to making, and making sure that I ingrain the right techniques into my body before we start picking up the pace going further into winter. Saturday. It is absolutely wet through on the track, but I've got a 400 to do today in training. Normally the furthest I'd go in training was 300, but today I've got a 400, some 3s and some 2s. I think the target time is to run a sub 60 400 metre, but as you can see, The track is very wet. I'll see how it goes though. I'm going to do my best to stay in flats, but yeah, first time I've ran a 400 since I was like 15. I think my actual PB is 59 seconds, so we're basically running my 400 metre PB in training today. So I'll get warmed up. Should be an interesting session.
Power structure.
So I come through the first 100 in about 12 seconds, which I didn't know at the time, but it was significantly too quick. So I just had to maintain the pace and find out where I was at when I hit the whistle at 200. Again, after coming through 200 in about 25, I heard the whistle, which I think we had set around 27, and that's when I knew I was definitely going too quick. I was slipping a lot, especially going around the bend, so I was trying to compensate. I thought I was moving a lot slower than what I actually was, clearly. Coming through 341, which was about 3 seconds too quick, and then that's when I finally realised that I need to relax down the home straight and just bring it home without too much stress. Yep, so after the 400 I took a brief rest, and that's basically where the session just begun. I had a lot more endurance work to do. As you can see, I did go too quick on the 400 by a good couple of seconds, which meant that the rest of the session was definitely tougher. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first time I've ran the 400 in training, so obviously some lessons to be learned. So yeah, I did have a few issues with the pacing, and as well, as you can see, running this session in flats on a pretty wet track did not help at all. I found myself slipping a lot, especially going around the bend, so I had to try and make up for that on the straights. But despite that, I managed to get the job done still, hit all my target times in the following runs. Obviously, it was a lot more hard work than it probably would have been, but managed to get the job done. I'll be repeating this session, obviously again with another 400 next week, so we can see how I've improved. As we push through into the second week of the full program, we start the week exactly the same as we did 1 week ago. Lifting, running, working on my technique and power, and eventually we come to another key session. Down at the outdoor track, it's dry today, thankfully. I'm doing the same session that I did this time last week. The aim is I'll be a lot better at it this time. Over the next few weeks, I should just be getting fitter, more conditioned, stronger with every session really. We've got the same session, but let's see how much better I am this week than last week. I'll get a good warm up in, we'll crack on. So this session is the exact same as this time last week, where we're basically doing repeat 150 meters, and the aim is for me to see how much I've improved. Hopefully the aim is that my cardiovascular endurance has improved a lot, and we'll find that I can do the runs more quickly and find that I recover better between the runs. Although this is generally an endurance-based session, as you can see, I'm really trying to focus on maintaining my form, hitting the correct positions and not compromising this when I start to come under fatigue, especially in the second half of the session. What you don't want to do in this type of session is start to get lazy with your form. When you start to break down and become under fatigue, you have to really focus on trying to maintain those correct positions. Otherwise, you run the risk of falling into the trap of breaking down during a race when you start to become fatigued, for example, in the last 50 of a 200, which is clearly not what we want here. So I'm being diligent, I'm making sure I stay on top of my form, and we crack out a very good session today.
Great session today. That's it, done. I did them all quicker than I did them last week, and I'm fresher at the end. And every single rep was quicker. As I was hoping, a week does make a big difference. I think running that 400 and the 300 and stuff in training on Saturday, obviously having already done this session a week ago, I'm already feeling better. I don't know if that's just a mix of like me obviously being in very bad shape cardiovascularly because I'd not ran at all, and also because I'm working hard. Like, we're getting into shape. I'm gonna have a quick cool down, get some food in, check in tomorrow, but yeah, smash the session. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, so it's Friday today. Today we was doing some like resistance runs. This week's been good. The last 2 weeks have been good, to be honest. I feel in much better shape now than what I did a couple weeks ago. The first week I started doing this program, I just thought I'm going to be in terrible shape for a while. I felt really fatigued the first week, but the pickup within 7 days has been absolutely massive, and I think that is from not frying my nervous system too much, but pushing myself in terms of volume, like lower intensity, higher volume work. I've been on top of my recovery, been on top of my diet, which is two things that have obviously helped my adaptation, and I think I've got myself into some pretty decent shape quite quickly, to be honest. I've progressed in pretty much every department, which can't complain about. I mean, that's what I'm here to do. Still hit and miss with the accelerations. Obviously that's something that's new to me, doing the resistance runs. I can see how it helps because it's forcing me into the correct positions, which I've struggled with in the past, particularly going for an adequate stride length in like the first 15 or 20 meters. But I want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of the track and overcoming that inertia, and then the cadence will come further down the track. I need to focus on dorsiflexion on my feet. So when I'm recovering off the ground, as opposed to leaving the foot kind of hanging, I need to make sure it's pulled back straight away as soon as it leaves the ground, so that I get myself into a good position so that I can then push off the ground. I'm putting myself in a good position to be able to hit the ground correctly. Obviously, I mean, you've seen the accelerations, you can see how things are looking, but generally I feel pretty nippy, to be honest. To say that we're still running in flats and stuff, like, I feel all right. Tomorrow we've got an exciting session. Stay tuned for that. Might as well just check in when I get there tomorrow. See you in a bit. Alright, I'm hoping the wind isn't too bad right now. I'm at Middlesbrough. I've come up for the day to get a good session in with Richard and the group. You're probably wondering why have I not shown any of the runs. I had to lock in today, I'm sorry. It was much quicker, so I had to focus. We did some jumping as well. I'll insert a clip of me doing a jump test.
Yeah. Let's go, Joe. Through the roof. 66.7.
Massive PB on the jump test. My power to weight ratio is already going up. Absolutely huge. Entered a lot of fatigue, a lot of lactic, but I just told myself, look, focus today. So apologies, I didn't show all of the runs, but you'll have seen them. Just imagine last week, but just quicker. Let's go in the gym.
Let's go, Joe. Big pull, big pull. Explode from the bottom, Joe. Big pull. There we go. Through the roof. Let's see it. There we go. There we go. Let's go to work, Joe. Last few reps. Get some load on that bar. Get the tension and drive it through the roof. Yep, hold you. There we go. Nice. Drive it up, bro. Come on. Big rep. There we go.
Massive improvements, as you can see, from the first week to the second week. In all of my sessions I found big gains, endurance wise, power wise. I think I'm picking up my general fitness very well, so I'm pleased with the way things are going so far. I know a few of you will be wondering where the diet content is, as I alluded to last video and earlier in this video too. Firstly, what I'm going to do is make a full updated full day of eating video, which I will release separately so everyone has a general idea of what my day-to-day diet is like, as then it might make a little bit more sense. So keep an eye out for that video. I'm going to make that soon. So yeah, you already know, the journey continues. I've been making some brilliant progress so far. I'm excited to keep the ball rolling, and we've reached the end of episode 2. Keep an eye out for episode 3 in the next couple of weeks. Thanks for watching, as always. Thanks for all the support on episode 1. That's done a lot better than what I thought it was going to do after taking a long time out. So I appreciate everyone coming back, supporting the channel, and I'll catch you in episode 3. See you in a bit.